All right, it's time for language lesson 8. We're going to be taking a look at outlining your speech and writing a conclusion. Now, what they're asking you to do in this lesson or with this speech is just to have an outline and then have your written out introduction and a conclusion. We took a look at an introduction that in the previous lesson. Now we're going to take a look at the conclusion plus the outline part. So why do we need to make an outline? Almost every student or almost anyone dreads making outlines. And that's fine. We'll get over it. I used to hate making outlines. Now when I write anything, from an article to a blog to devotions, I write an outline. Why? Because that just allows me to keep things in order. I want this first, and it will remain this. My mind is way too wild when it comes to writing without an outline. Then I think of this, I should add that, and then I add it. Oh, that didn't even make sense. I was talking about totally something else. But I wanted that interesting point in there. Then write it into your outline, move it around, and then start doing it that way. So I find writing with an outline very, very helpful. And hopefully you'll be able to do that too. So in this speech, in lesson 8, there's a list of things that you need to follow in writing an outline. So list your notes and ideas, eliminate anything that does not support your topic or purpose, decide what your main ideas are supposed to be, and group the rest of your ideas under those main points, and decide what ideas will be subheadings and which will be supporting details. So you have to be very careful that you do not just put everything as a main point and just have this very excited one-sentence paragraphs. That gets extremely boring. So even though you have a lot of exciting material, that does not mean your speech will be exciting if it's written incorrectly. So make sure you write it in a very orderly fashion, in a way that you would like someone to say it to you. Because after all, you'll be the one saying it to me or to the rest of the students. So make sure you write this outline neatly and so it's understandable. What I will be asking you to do instead of making a complete outline is to write it word for word. I want you to write your entire speech word for word. And when you get up in front of the camera, like I am right now, then I need you to look at that paragraph, what it is saying, and then look at the camera and then say it. Do not hold your paper. Don't hold your paper like this and just read it off as if you have no idea what you're talking about. And then move on to the next paragraph, and then you keep on speaking like this, and then it starts sounding very, very boring. But then my third topic is, and then it's extremely boring. You probably already got bored of me doing that. So I just want to encourage you to put effort into this speech, make it as interesting as possible, find a topic, and 2 people already have their topics as I'm recording. So I'm recording quite a ways ahead. And the other 2, send me yours once you have it. And then it'd be nice if you had one soon, at least, because our introduction lesson has already passed. So beyond that, how to write an outline. So I think we understand generally how to write an outline. I will give you a short, brief example of an outline, and then you can just go from there. So first we have our Roman numerals, and then you have whatever you want to write. Then you have an A, a period, and whatever you want to write. B period, whatever you want to write. And then use second Roman numeral, whatever you want to write. A. Now, this is wrong. If I only have one A here, that is absolutely wrong. I need to have at least two of each. So this part is correct now, because I have two Roman numerals. This part is correct because I have two letters, capital letters. Here's only one. I need a second one. So there I have my second one. After this, I need numbers. I think it says it in here somewhere as well, that that's how you're supposed to do it. But I think we remember how it's done. We have a 1 and then a 2, writing whatever you want to write. So hopefully this makes some sense. And write your outline like this, and you should have a nice flowy type of outline. Now, if we go to the next page, it's 26. There's the example. I don't know, I have no idea what's in the screen right now. But there's the example outline. And then at the bottom there, it is saying that, and number 1, write the outline of your speech on another piece of paper. I have how many main headings in my outline? Just main headings, we're talking about these. And then moving on to writing a conclusion. That, to me, is the fun part. Now, writing a conclusion can be done in a very, very, very bad way and in a good way. So, summarize, do not restate. What I mean with restating, don't just when you come to your conclusion, so I talked to you about, and then read this point, and then read this point, and read your third point. That is restating. What I want you to do is summarize. So, to conclude, I've told you about, then go ahead and say what you told them about. And then, you can go, then we discussed this, and finally, I explained this, or I talked about this. I would suggest you use those kind of points. To conclude, I told you. So, let me just X this out here. To conclude, I told you whatever. And then, once you've told them what you told them, then say, then we discussed and then the last one, if you have 3 points. And finally, I explained, or I discussed. No, discussed we already used there. So let's do I explained those. I'll write a little smaller so I can actually fit it here. And then tell them what you lastly explained, and then you're done. Wrap it up. Or if you want to give them some kind of interesting closing thought, maybe a question, that would be great. But don't give them any new information. Ask them a question rather than put out some new information in the conclusion. So this is what I need. I need an outline for today's lesson and a conclusion written. And once you're done those, make a picture of them and send them over to me, and I'm going to take a look at them and give you some feedback to see, yes, I like what you did. You need a little bit of help over here. It could be a little better there. And please don't feel intimidated. I will give you honest feedback. And I'm excited to see what you guys can come up with. All right, finish the rest of your lesson on your own.